That boring 9 to 5 that everyone on Reddit craps on, and that college degree, got me out of poverty. It's extremely comfortable and I love it. I'm a 23M. So I grew up pretty poor. Actually, let me rephrase that lol. I grew up extremely poor. I lived in North Philly my whole life and my mom wasn't the most stable person to care for us. When I was in school I did some shitty things. I pretty much failed every single thing ever. My older sister always had my back. She helped me through so much because we didn't have a dad there for us. He divorced my mom and started a new family in Jersey. In high school, she carried me through. I took my SATs and enrolled in community college. I felt like I actually had something. I was working toward a goal and it felt good. I was 17. 2 years later I applied to Penn State branch in Abington, PA. Went there for a semester and transferred over to Penn State University Park in State College, PA. I was 21, $13,000 in debt, and had 3 more semesters. I had my major lined up and started applying to internships. I busted my ass. I cried every night and felt terrible, not gonna lie. Now, I graduated in August of 2019 with $19,000 in debt because community college was damn near free. I saved so much money doing 2 years there. I work as a financial analyst and make $57K a year working from 7 to 4 every day and live in Center City, Philadelphia. I get home at 4:30 and have a comfortable apartment that I pay for and eat damn good meals. I'm tired but I love my life. I love the 8 to 9 hour shifts in my cubicle and I love that I graduated college. It worked for me. It saddens me to see everyone shit on a 9 to 5 here on Reddit. I assume the struggle isn't bad to where you're able to complain. I finally started my podcast now after work too. I get home and film from 5 to 5:30 and have almost 500 subs now. It gives me freedoms and flexibility and I'm almost done paying my loans too. I love it. Edit 1, to everyone who's asking, I went to Philadelphia's community college. Yes, North Philly was horrible for my mental health and I now live in Center City. I pay $950 a month for rent because it's a 2-bedroom apartment for $3,000 and I live with 2 other guys. We only have 2 bedrooms so we stated that the 2 guys who sleep in one room get to pay less. So I'm paying $950, the guy that lives in the same room as me pays $950, and the guy with his own room all to himself pays $1,100. They're my boys and my best friends and help me with my podcast. I'm in a good place mentally. Also, yeah, I was doing extremely terrible things as a kid. North Philly doesn't put you in a good mindset. I'm negative by default, so it was hard to get out. PM me for my podcast link. I don't wanna be that asshole that just spams his post with his podcast lol. If you want to share it with friends and family and expand my growth and subscribers then PM me. Thanks. Edit 2, okay so, this is so overwhelming, thanks everyone for liking this post. I don't know how to react at all to this. All I can say is shout out to all my fellow Philadelphians. Our birds are gonna kill it this year, don't even say they aren't. Dude, maybe don't listen to the app filled with mostly teenagers that have never held a job. To be fair, most people who crap on the 9 to 5 are people who come from a pretty comfortable background to begin with. Can't despise what you never had, you're doing it right. Congrats on the success. When I graduated college at the end of the recession I couldn't get a job anywhere. Job fairs were only interested in internships, no full-time hires. I got a job cutting grass for $10/HR for a year after college. 10 years later, I miss being outdoors. I miss the feeling of being tired after a long day in the heat. I miss the ability to zone out for 6 hours while at work because it is so simple. Having said that, I make much more than that now. I have health insurance. I can afford to repair my vehicle if anything bigger than a headlight breaks. Does 9 to 5 suck? Sure, office work in general sucks. But until I can figure out how to get paid while working on my garden, reading books, fishing, and drinking tea, it is the best option available. Not a lot of people are actually suited for a 9-to-5 office existence. Millions upon millions are better suited for other careers. You know who actually shits on your career choice? People who regret going into office work and people who wish they could get into office work. I am so pleased that you love what you do. That makes getting up and doing your job so much easier. I am one of those who was never meant for an office job. I'm good at it, but I'm too restless to be content at a desk, day in and day out. It took me until I was 36 to finally figure out that I just need to drive, and that led me to finally becoming a trucker. I cannot imagine any other existence. Sure, I miss out on so much at home, but when I think about the decades I wasted being miserable because I was doing what I thought I was supposed to do, as opposed to what I was wired internally for, I kick myself. The last 3 years of my life have been frustrating and physically taxing, but I wouldn't trade this for any other. I'm grateful you are able to find your career so early in your life. I'm also grateful I finally found mine, before it was too late. Slaint. North Philadelphia born and raised. TBH, just do what gets you to the next step in life. And most importantly, do what feeds you and keeps a roof above your head. For some it is 9-to-5, for others it is entrepreneurship, and so on. Congrats dude, don't let the haters demotivate you. Hey, if you like it then more power to you. Totally feel you on this post. I just paid off all my student debt this week, did grad school at St. Joseph's University, Philly, and it feels incredible. I have a great job. I love my early morning commute and office time, then coming home and cooking for my GF and puppy. The 9-to-5 isn't the worst, it gives my family access to stability and a better life than my folks had. What more could you want? As a retail worker who's in the process of getting a degree, I would kill for a 9-to-5 job. No more brain-frying shifts of 10 hours, more if you have to cover for someone else. Thankfully doesn't happen that much in the Netherlands, and a lot less interaction with random people that act like they haven't been in a store since the famine. Personally, I need a job that I'm moving and doing things most of the time. I couldn't focus well in an office environment cause I have ADHD and I just can't handle sitting for that long. Also, I have a pinched nerve in my arm, so doing anything with my hands for a while leaves them stiff and hurting, but I'm glad you made it work. That's really nice. At the end of the day, everyone is different. Some people are content with a simple life, just working away making ends meet. To some, that's no life at all. It all depends on the individual. Hey, if it works for you, that's great. 9-to-5 isn't for me, and I don't think it ever will be now. I enjoy working like 20 hours a week. Most people on Reddit only hear about 9-to-5 jobs from minimum wage workers who constantly complain they are underpaid. A 9-to-5 job, depending on the job, can secure you a pretty stable future, assuming you don't spend all your salaries on alcohol and drugs. Investing wisely in the stock market could also get you an extra few grand. The college degree is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. Dude, I'm from Philly as well. North Philly is definitely the trenches, and I have respect for anyone who gets out of that place, honestly. Much respect. South Philly ball here. What did you major? I just started Temple. Transferred from CCP last year. Still undecided, lol. Congratulations, and I mean that seriously. You have surmounted a critical mountain through pure hard work and tenacity. Let me give you some advice: pay off your debt and do your best to stay out of debt. Some debt is needed, e.g. mortgage, of course, but I guess since you're in finance you know this. Don't marry an asshole, male or female, that's it. Winking face, good luck. I.e. Philly, stand up. Great to hear that you made something out of it. What high school did you go to? After a few years of the struggling artist life, a well-paid 9-to-5 job starts looking pretty damn good. The trick is to work a 9-to-5 until you have enough resources to make long-term investments such as real estate. No one should have to go to work over the age of 60, and people younger can even. My dad grew up in the hood, never had a 9-to-5 except when he was a teen. Instead of taking a 30/HR job, he worked for less than $3 an hour in the studio with Jay Dilla. Now he's doing pretty good. Dude, you are absolutely crushing it. 23 years old making 57K. Stick with it, trust me, you will not regret it. By 30 you will be destroying life. If you can save starting now, life will get considerably easier. Keep up the grind, I promise you that you are outperforming 80% of people your age. If you see others partying and whatever and you start getting jealous or whatever, just know that that lifestyle goes away by 30 if not earlier. Most people get their shit together 10 years later than you, my friend. Crushing it?